Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're listening to this. It is Monday, January the 11th, 10:47 a.m. We are 1 hour and 47 minutes into a nationwide power and connectivity blackout, supposedly. Welcome to the new America. Oh, Thunderdome. Well, fortunately for the two of us, we have vehicles that you could easily be outfitted to be solid solid Thunderdome vehicles.
Yeah,
we can get deep into the woods.
So
literally and figuratively.
Yeah, Mad Max did take place in 2021.
It's true.
So
here it goes. Well, and we've already had one Mad Max character on the news this week.
Who, Buffalo Bill?
Yeah, the dude in the Chewbacca bikini.
It's not even a Chewbacca bikini. It's just
it's not. But
and I've heard about this, but I haven't. I'll say cared enough to investigate it too deeply. That there was a Simpsons
reference. Yeah,
I but I don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah.
So this isn't like breaking news. I'm not I don't know. This could be like somebody.
Listen, the writers on the Simpsons are modern day prophets. They're the closest thing we've ever seen.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that and go. Where's the lottery numbers?
Unlike Q, who's literally had 0 predictions come through.
Q.
You don't know Q?
Which Q?
Not that Q.
I'm
the other Q.
I'm like, there's
the anonymous one.
Oh, that okay, yes. Well, no, I was like Star Trek. I'm like, you've never made like a Star Trek like. That's all I could think of was like Q from Star Trek, and I was like, you have never even mentioned the word Star Trek. So, yeah, I don't think it's that one.
No, it's not that one.
And then I'm like, from like Bond. That's where I went next.
Okay,
so I'm still in that.
No, I'm referring to the one who keeps telling people
that I'm with you.
This thing is going to happen.
Yeah. And
yet nothing resembling anything that has happened or he says is going to happen. I don't know if it's a he or a she. I don't want to misgender them.
Listen, it's 2021.
How dare I misgender somebody or assume somebody's
gender?
Or
that they identify.
It's true. They could be completely... What's the word?
I don't know. Speaking of going in the weeds.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah.
Here we go.
Starting it. Well, I was like, I got a message from a friend/fan. Okay. It's like, hey, I'm getting caught up on the podcast. And he's like, yeah, there's some inside jokes and some things like I don't get. And I was like, welcome to the club, man. Like,
yeah. Start at the beginning.
It's literally just pushing record.
Yeah. Start at the beginning and try to keep up.
Yeah. Doing my best.
It's the best you can hope for at this point in the game.
But welcome. You're brand new.
Welcome to the new America. Welcome to the Tucker and the Beard program. Proudly brought to you by the Rockstar Group at West USA Realty.
You're going real William Shatner on that one. I was like, I didn't know if you were waiting for me to like jump in. Or if you're like, where?
A boy can hope.
We going.
A boy can hope. No, but yeah, we're leaning into some. We are leaning into some stuff going into 2021, and yeah, it's going to be a good year.
It's been a crazy week, but instead of focusing on that,
let's talk about the fact that I finished season 3 of Cobra Kai this week. Oh
my god, I've wanted to talk to you. I think I need to like Zach Morris timeout, and like fourth wall for a second. It is difficult for either one of us.
Don't talk to me.
It is difficult for us throughout the week of not talking to each other about things, so we can talk about it here.
Something to talk about here. Yes,
because there's been so many unrecorded Tucker and the Beard episodes. Because this is what we do when we see each other, and we're like, "Hey, cool." By the way, another little side. We just recorded our other show,
right?
And I got put on the spot.
You did.
A couple times.
You did.
But I got put on the Olympus Has Fallen spot.
You did.
And I brought it.
Well, Josh didn't understand the can of worms that he was opening. I avoid the topic unless I've got the time.
But no, like I kept myself.
You did.
I know when to
You checked yourself as
like
opposed to wrecking yourself.
We have a whole show devoted to talking about movies.
Right.
The other one, like I try and refrain a little bit and just go, okay, cool.
Keep things on brand.
Right.
And on topic.
On topic because, you put the quarter in the jukebox, you got to listen to the song.
Right.
And
which is why I don't put those quarters in the jukebox unless I've got the time to listen.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like, what was the character's name from Olympus Has Fallen? Boom. Mike Bannon.
Of course you knew that.
But
you're one of
I'm just
fans of that franchise.
like weirdly proud. I used to work at a entertainment store here in town. It was a national thing, no longer in business, Hastings.
Right.
But I worked in the video department. That is what I did on a daily basis. Of people coming in like, hey, I'm looking for this one movie the lady was wearing a red dress. Or something like that. And you have to...
You just gotta know.
And I got pretty good at it. The Matrix. I don't know. That's just...
Okay.
No, I don't know if that was the thing.
Roxanne starring Steve Martin.
There was nothing, but it was like, this actor's in it and whatever. Okay, cool. But anyways, I get to bring it back a little bit with some Mike Bannon. Saving the White House.
Let's talk about that for just a second. Let's jump.
Talk about the movie that will be one day.
No. I heard I was working, but I heard you guys discussing the next installment of the Olympus series vaguely in my periphery. But I want to talk to you
before
about
your
working
door closed.
Yes, before I had to close my door.
Listen, I'm not the loud one. I think we can establish I am not the loud one.
You're
out
not.
of the three of us.
No, in fact, I would, and this is weird for me.
You are not the loudest.
I'm not the loudest.
Right.
And usually,
you got the silver medal.
In a friend group, I am the loud one.
Right.
And I try and be conscious of my surroundings and
we know
blah,
our
blah,
place.
Blah, blah, but
I got the bronze medal. I'm happy.
Yeah, you are
sitting in third.
You're the quiet one here. But usually I'm the loud one.
Right.
And Josh is the loud one.
Yeah.
In our other show.
Yes.
The Monday Morning Hangover with the Rockstar Group at West USA Realty. Prescott.
I was doing this it's right here.
Every Monday at 9-ish.
9-ish.
9 adjacent.
Because
1 hour and 54 minutes.
Depends on when we get ourselves moving.
Yeah. 1 hour and 55 minutes into a nationwide communications blackout.
But keeping it when everybody's seeing this, it'll be...
Well, by the time you see this, we'll be 3 days into 10 days.
That's what I'm saying. So, at the time...
Yeah. That's what I said at the beginning. Right. At the time of recording, we are this far into...
All right. So, let me hear about your addition to the...
No. It's more of a question, right? Because growing up, being the movie and music lover that I am, I always thought that one of the coolest jobs you could ever have was working at like a record store.
Okay.
Or something along those lines. Mm-hmm. Was it as cool as I thought it was?
Working at the...
Yeah. Because you guys did music. Yes. You guys, kind of had the whole...
No, like, that will go down as like one of my... It wasn't work.
Was like the Walmart of...
Right.
Or Target of that kind of genre. It was a huge store. I mean, where a regular department store is going to have a little tiny section, maybe 2 aisles worth.
Right.
You guys had,
a
5,000 square foot store.
No, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I loved working in the video department because it's movies and I just got to do this.
Right.
In a certain thing, like all day, because you're working with other people.
Right.
That'd be like you're working in the music department that day. I'm working in the video department. And we just kind of hang out. Like, so in one aspect, it wasn't really work. And then other ones, there's more inventory and all that side of it. And I'd always wanted to be like the video manager. Okay. Because I wasn't like the manager.
Right.
So I was just kind of like...
You were just an underling.
Right. Which is fine, but then other aspect, it's like...
You got aspirations.
You always want more.
Yeah.
So it wasn't one of those stores they could do it, but I'm still friends with people I worked with at that time. Like, we would leave and hang out and stuff like that.
Was there ever anything equivalent to, or even nearly equivalent to, Rex Manning Day?
No, I've always wanted to, like, every year on Rex Manning Day, I always do like hey, it's Rex Manning.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Nothing like that.
And not necessarily, but did anybody cool ever like come into the store and do promos?
No, I think there were some
bands
people
that I was in played shows in the parking lot, like on the deck of a flatbed
not while I was
trailer.
there. Not while I was there.
Okay.
But there were some authors and bands and stuff that came up. Like, it was a cool location, like, bunch of fun. Because, like, any given day you'd be, somebody needs help over in music.
Right.
And so you'd get to kind of put that other hat on and go talk about music for a little bit. And after, I was happy that I had the time period that I did, because after I left, I still went there all the time.
Right.
It was, having building the family, we all went there, and that was, a thing. We went to Hastings all the time, but it's kind of lost its brand somewhere in there and started doing like lifestyle, and it's like all of a sudden they're selling paintball guns and frisbees and more like apparel stuff, and it became like a Spencer's Gifts at some point.
Right, there was that weird section kind of in the back of the store that slowly spread like a cancer.
And what was cool about it was
establishment.
Video, video games, movies, books.
Of course. I mean, half the store was a books. I mean,
and music.
Half of the entire store was books, and then the other half
was
devoted to music and movies.
Yeah, it was pretty cut and dry, but that will always be, one of those, like, that'd be a cool, like, retirement job, like now, or something like that, where it's like you open up a store like that and you just go hang out.
Well, yeah, like there's a shop here in town called Trax Records.
Yeah, downtown.
And sometimes I just like to walk in and just, they've got tons of, new and vintage vinyl in there.
Right.
And so I just love like going there and just looking through, just looking through the crates of records.
Yeah.
And it's just, and
the problem with it was,
goodness gracious,
it was not listen, I was making minimum wage for the time.
Right, which was like...
It's like half of what minimum wage is now.
Yeah, it was, because we're talking late 90s, early 2000s, yeah?
Yeah.
So, we're talking $5.50 an hour?
It was like, I think I found a pay stub and I was making like $6 an hour or something like at one point. And I was like, whoa, look at me go. But the problem is, and it would be similar for you, you were working at a place where you can special order things.
Right.
That you want.
You
or
your
something
soul
comes
to the company
in.
store.
Right. And something comes in and you go, ooh, and you put that aside.
Dibs. Yeah.
So my checks, as huge as they were gone.
Right. They were largely...
Before I even got it.
They were largely spent in the store.
So, yeah, we were, recently at my house, a bookshelf of hundreds of movies.
Right.
That it's just kind of like, that's partially to blame.
That's where Tucker Video started.
Tucker Video, and I have to, even though I almost messaged you, but I knew you were going to just give me a hard time, because recently I did something. And it's okay.
Okay.
Involving you. Because I got a collection for my birthday.
Yeah.
The box set for all the Mission Impossible movies. And I was like, oh, digital? And I gave it to you, which fine.
Right.
But now I have
I'm through the fourth movie, by the way, because you haven't...
Fantastic.
So it has been a thing.
I'm so proud of you right now. I just had a moment. Like
I get caught up in other things, entertainment-wise.
That's when it starts getting... Fourth one,
you're right. It was infinitely better than the...
They're okay.
For those of you who are just joining us.
Right. Mission Impossible.
You will know that I jumped off the Mission Impossible franchise after the third movie because it was just not great.
Yeah.
Like the first one. Really like the first one.
Yeah. Second one.
Like the second one was but it was just...
Right.
It wasn't...
Listen, it matched the director.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
No, it matched the director, which was John Woo.
Yeah.
It was a John Woo movie.
Right.
Just...
And then after the third one, because there was a pretty big gap between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
like real life time wise.
Right.
And so when the fourth one came out, I'm like, oh, they're trying to breathe life into this dead horse again? No, thank you.
Yeah.
And so
you just push
your urging, I said, okay,
I said, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to keep watching these movies.
But I'll get caught up on like an old TV show sometimes, and then that's all I watch.
Right.
For, sometimes a month or more.
Right.
Depending on the length of the show.
Oh yeah. No, it's like
and right now
catch it.
I'm caught up in The Sopranos.
I know. I'm admitting something. Hi, my name's Tucker. Hi, Tucker. Yes.
Hi, Tucker.
I have not. That is one of those shows that I've always wanted to watch. I've just never. I've never been able to.
It's just a really cool lens on the
which
I'm typical mafia type,
and I'm a huge fan of
movie or show
mafia stuff, mob stuff. So it makes sense, but it's kind of like Breaking Bad. I've always wanted to watch Breaking Bad, Sopranos. There's some shows I'm like.
I would say this: if you said, Kellen, what show should I watch next?
Right.
Or which show should I watch first? Mm-hmm. Breaking Bad or The Sopranos? Right now, I would tell you still Breaking Bad is the better story.
Yeah.
I like the mafia. It gets a little... So this is a little different for me because, again, normally, even if it's a show I've watched before, like the last time I watched through The Office, that was the onlyest thing that I watched.
Right.
For weeks.
Onlyest, yeah.
It was the onlyest thing.
Got it.
And with The Sopranos, I can easily take breaks and watch something else or do something.
Right.
I should clarify this. I'm not just like
watching
shows all day, every day.
Vice versa.
Like, when I watch a show, that's the show that I watch.
Right.
And The Sopranos just gets heavy at times, which is indicative of the type of show that it is. Mafia movies like that. Like, I don't know that I could watch both Godfathers on the same day.
Right. It's just heavy.
Yeah.
It brings you down a little bit.
Yeah.
I get it.
And so, but it's a great show, and I like watching. They do a great job with character development, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it was deserving of all of the accolades that it got versus other shows that have been super hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones. That no matter how hard I try, I'm on season 4 right now of The Sopranos.
How many seasons are there?
8.
Oh, okay.
So I'm about half. I think there's 8. I don't know.
You're halfway there.
About halfway there. But I've tried twice to watch Game of Thrones and gotten through the first season both times, and then
it
just doesn't grab me. It doesn't.
I think I've seen half or so of the first episode, and it just didn't ever grab me. I didn't care.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. It was just like, I don't ever see myself caring about these characters.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, okay.
And I think it's partly, that's the storytelling style that George R.R. Martin was going for. Mm-hmm. Like, don't get too invested in these characters because you never know when I'm going to kill one.
Right.
And therefore, I was just like, Yeah. This doesn't I got invested into one character. I was like, wow, I for a while, I'm super excited to see how this person goes through, and then.
Right. And I want to sit there and I want to talk about what you had mentioned first, being Cobra Kai.
Yes.
And the problem is, I know one of our listeners I talked to the other day hasn't started the show yet.
Well, that is not my fault.
So before...
Adam.
Yeah. I was like, you knew exactly who it was.
That's right. 2021's the year that I start calling people out by name.
Yeah. I was like... No, and it was like, well, first and foremost, I owe him huge, because
Adam's a good egg.
He helped me, and by definition of helped me,
you helped him.
Listen, it was I would be over exaggerating if I said 90-10. Like 90% him, 10% me.
Yeah. You held a flashlight and handed him tools.
Yeah,
yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
For moral support. And it's not one of those jobs, like getting into it that...
You hung a TV on the wall.
Yeah. Like, first and foremost, I hung a TV above the fireplace.
Yeah.
And he has done that many, many times in his life. And so he's like, we got this.
Yeah.
I've never done that. So it's kind of one of those things if you get into a situation where it's like, you know how to do something and I don't.
Right.
I'm here to help you. You tell me
what to do.
What's new. And that wasn't really a thing. So it's like, it was more 95%.
Okay.
5%, because I helped put the TV
You helped
up.
lift it. TVs are heavy.
I felt like just very childlike. You know, when you're doing something with one of the kids and you're like, hey, how about you just screw that one. Here's the screwdriver.
Here's the bowl that I'm going to put the screws in.
Yeah.
I need you to hold this bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was the little kid that was just there for...
But you still felt included. And that's what's important.
Right, exactly. Like a good father.
Right.
He made me feel included. So, no, big props to him. I'm super, super appreciative because
Yeah.
Listen, that involves...
Not only can he hang a TV.
Yeah, cutting holes in walls and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's things that, like, I remember the first, not that it's the same thing, but I used to enjoy the modification of Japanese automobiles. And I remember the first time I drilled a hole in the trunk lid and how nervous I was in that moment.
I love your definition instead of like, I just used to soup up my Honda. Like, I love doing some work to my Honda.
I enjoyed the modification of Japanese automobiles.
I was like, that makes it sound like it's some like underbelly.
Right.
Like
it makes it sound
if you're
cooler
into this, that is fantastic.
But I remember the first time like drilling a hole into the car and going,
this is a bad idea.
Just going, I hope I don't screw this up.
Right.
And so, yeah, I know the feels.
Yeah, but we were talking and he's like, oh, I think, I want to watch it. And I turned to the person, I was like, listen, man, I'm not trying to set it up too big.
Right.
Because there could be some people out there that are like, listen, I watched it. It wasn't my thing.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I'm not a huge Karate Kid. I'm like, you don't have to be.
No.
Like, if you
not
know...
really.
If you know who the main players are...
Then you're fine.
You're fine. Like, listen, this last season, it had more Karate Kid 2.
Yeah.
A big chunk of it, but you just know he went to Okinawa and...
Right. He did the things.
But it does enough little, like, flashback that you kind of get the gist.
Yeah. I thought they did a great job with just reminding... Because a lot of people have seen Karate Kid 1 over and over and over.
I watched it literally last night.
But they haven't rewatched part 2.
No.
Nearly as much.
Right.
I think I've probably only seen part 2 maybe 3 times.
And it's great.
And it is. But it's just, if it's like, oh, well, we want to watch the Karate Kid movies. Great, we'll start with the first one.
Right.
And then we don't.
Never get to the second.
Yeah.
Right.
It's late or whatever. We don't get to the second.
And then the third one is, oh, yeah, there is a third one.
Yeah.
That's usually how it happens. And
then there's that other one.
Yeah, that may or may not. I think I saw that once. Maybe. And I don't remember anything about it.
Nope.
Like, I think maybe I saw it, but I don't know because I don't remember watching it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like,
I know there's a one.
Daniel-san.
Yeah, I know that one exists.
Dude, it was so funny because my wife and I watched the first Karate Kid movie last night because we've gotten into Cobra Kai and it's like, oh, let's get a little refresher and watch.
Right.
And watch it. It's on. There's nothing else.
Well, I mean...
And it was a Karate Kid marathon on the channel.
Okay.
But they were calling it Daniel-san Day. I laughed for a good 10 minutes.
That's me applauding the...
And it took me...
A minute.
It took me like half a minute to get that. Because I said it in the way that it was... Like when you're just reading it on the... Yeah. It was Daniel-san day. You know, like you're just kind of reading it or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like
that's again, that's well done.
For this, again, yesterday was Sunday.
Yes.
So Daniel Sunday. But then they played kind of like, to your point, they played Karate Kid. And you go, oh, like we'll just watch.
Right.
We'll leave it on here and watch Karate Kid 2. No, they replayed Karate Kid 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I was like, that was...
Boo.
Yeah. I was like,
Boo.
That's really sad. Because until watching Cobra Kai did I remember that there was... The intro to that movie...
Right.
Was right after...
Right.
Karate Kid 1. For some reason, I'd always went like, oh, that's at the end of Karate Kid. No. That was... But you got through it, so without... trying not to spoil too much. I don't care. Turn it off, Adam.
Yeah, Adam, if you really care that much.
Anybody else
turn
that
it off.
Hasn't seen Cobra Kai.
Everyone who's not turning it off because you've either already watched it or don't care if it gets spoiled for you.
Yeah.
Because Adam's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
Just want to mention, man's in need of insurance.
Very true.
Because
solid. I mean,
he's our guy for insurance.
I will shout it from the
awesome
rooftops.
At what he does. So
shout it from the insured rooftops.
Right. So just a quick plug, but yes, so this kind of touches back to a conversation we had regarding Cobra Kai last week.
Okay. Which I was very, very careful because you had not finished yet.
But this is where my hopes and dreams come in, so to speak. And that is, they have a perfect opportunity now to finish it.
Yeah.
In one season.
Yep. Finish it off.
And while I love the show, I love what it represents, it's great.
Yeah. It was something I didn't know that I wanted. No one asked for it.
No. I love it enough that I want it to go away gracefully.
Right.
And so, if anyone who's anyone happens to hear this message, wrap it up with season 4. We'll all be better off.
Listen, you had some cameos in 3.
Right.
That's so have some cameos. I have a feeling I know they're kind of setting up the new baddie
of course,
which would be Terry Silver. I think it's Terry. I might have just made that up, but Silver, who was the main baddie in Karate Kid 3.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting, and I hope that they kind of continue.
Me too.
My thought, and I just want to hear your thoughts on it. It's like with every season, I go, like, I hope it's as good. I set the bar really low. Starting season 3, I'm like, they can't keep up. It's already low.
I might get some hate for saying this. It's a low bar show.
Well, I think they know exactly what they are,
and it's for that reason that I hope they spent all of season 3. You know, we're recovering from the series or the season finale from season 2. Mm-hmm. We're rebuilding.
Right.
I'm glad that they didn't try and bring it to a close at the All Valley.
Yeah.
That they didn't, because they would have had to rush that a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But now they have a perfect opportunity to go 10 episodes, like they've
finish
been doing.
At the All Valley,
build up to the final All Valley tournament at the end of season 4.
Yeah. Bring back Chosen to teach him some,
and then
paralyzing strikes.
And then it can be over, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We don't have, we talked about this last week. Just goodness gracious.
I know, mine's
where we don't need to run it into the ground.
Right.
Like, let it die gracefully.
Yeah. And for what it is, and listen, they're not getting any younger.
No.
Ralph Macchio is almost 60.
Yeah.
And William Zabatka? I'm saying,
Yeah.
I'm running a blank on it, but how to pronounce it. But he's not that much younger. I mean, he's probably around 55.
Yeah.
You know, somewhere around there. But they're doing some things. Let him bow out.
Let's keep in mind, I think we mentioned
cliffhanger
last week, but the woman who plays his wife is 35 years old.
No, she's not 35. She's a year younger than me.
I thought
she was born in 81.
Was she? Okay.
Yeah.
But still, she's not yet 40. And her TV husband is pushing 60.
Right.
That's a big age gap.
It's a huge age gap, and I just listen. I was talking about it with my wife last night. It's like in every single movie, he has a different love interest.
Right.
Like he was kind of the ladies' man, so in an extent, not that he was trying to be a ladies' man, but he had different love interest in 3 different movies.
Right.
And so then it's like he ends up with, very pretty girl that's very much younger than him in real life.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how old they're supposed to be or she's supposed to be in the show.
Right.
But
But knowing how young
it's hard
she is and how old, and I'll give it to him, he looks great for his age.
Yeah.
He
doesn't look
not
60.
just great for his age. He looks great.
Right.
So he's aged very, very well.
Yeah.
But
it's still,
now that it's in my head, I'm like,
I know. I kind of said it last night. I was like, I shouldn't have said anything. But once I knew it,
yeah, you can't close that box.
You can't unknow it.
Right.
But cliffhangers. It finished off with one of my top 2. If you were to play some of my favorite songs, it was a version of. Listen, at the end of season 2, they did a version of "Cruel Summer" that killed it. And then this time it was,
I can't remember
it was in the air tonight.
Oh, that's right.
The Phil Collins. It wasn't Phil Collins, but it was. Yeah. But great. And I'm like, the way that they left it. And I still have we'll talk off camera about my hopes that they don't do something, but I'm like, they could with certain characters of.
Right.
Don't do it. Just like you said, just finish strong. Bring in the different cameos.
We are always available. I would go as far as to say, if there's an idea out there, we can pitch it.
Yeah. Give me 5 minutes.
We can
give us 5 minutes.
We can come up with a basic storyboard for it in under a day.
Oh yeah.
So, holler at us. We are available.
Yeah. No, Cobra Kai is, my opinion, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the gift that I didn't know that I wanted.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's just didn't even know I wanted it, but I'm glad that it's here.
Years ago, there had been that video on YouTube where somebody would be like, Daniel was the real bully.
Well, and
they did show little clips and stuff of it, and I think that was the catalyst. Somebody was listen to that, and they're like,
right, hey, here's an idea for a show.
Let's find out what happened to Johnny.
Right.
And I think season 3 got away. Season 1 and 2 were more Johnny's show. It kind of felt like Johnny's show.
Yeah.
This one kind of took a step back, which it was okay because they had a lot of things going on. But I just want, finish it off. Give Johnny his proper send off.
Yeah.
And let him be the good guy and
it's going to be okay. Yeah. Maybe. Oh, see, there's.
Yeah.
I got things in my head.
Yeah.
That I'm not going to mention.
Yeah.
So those are always there, but specifically to this. So, all of that being said, it is now 2 hours and 21 minutes into a 10-day nationwide media blackout.
We made it.
We're still here. So, anyway.
And if you're watching this on Wednesday, we made it.
We made it then, too.
So,
coming to you from the past, talking about the future. I got to go to work. Again, I got more work to do. So, that's it.
Yeah.
Until next time, he's Tucker.
His beard.
And we're out.